the message to be to the team, or how you kind of want to handle, as you guys go into the second part of the year?
We have our moments.
We have our moments. The Eagles are on their bye week. This is a team that splintered and fell apart last year. I at least lauded how they kind of hung it together last week and fought and won that game in New Orleans. And then yesterday, that looked really bad despite the injuries. But so when you hear Jalen Hurts say, we have our moments, what does that mean?
It means there's a disconnect and he can't hide it anymore. That's what it means to me.
Between the coach and the quarterback.
The coach and the quarterback. I'm not speaking on the whole team or whatever, although you can make an argument because it certainly looked like it last year when they absolutely quit on them. It looked like that defense quit. 195 yards, they gave up yak yards. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know if they don't like this coach, whatever it is, I don't know, but it seems a little bit personal with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. That's what it looks like to me. And to me, those two better get their stuff together. You got a bye week. They better come together.
If he's telling the truth, what do you say? Jalen's got to say something today. Jalen's got to say something today because you don't want to sit on that for 2 weeks. All right, you just don't want to going into your bye that when you set a message like that you and your head coach, once in a while we see each other in the hallway. I mean, that's basically what I'm getting from it. I mean, we have our moments. Hey, what's up, coach? Let me go to my offensive coach over here because you got nothing to do with what I'm doing. So why are you talking to me? Which is basically the message that it sort of sends. And Jalen knows on top of this what's been said leading up to this point, Sirianni's lack of decision-making, everything like that. How much input does he truly even have on both sides of the ball? And then that comment, he's got to say something.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Can I just remind everyone, Jalen Hurts is the son of a football coach also. So if anyone understands what he's saying in that context, he does. Go ahead, D. Wood.
Nick Sirianni stinks right now.
Oof.
I'm just going to cut the BS and just shoot straight to it.
Why?
This Eagles team, going back to last year, is still in free-for-all. The quarterback's not playing well. You changed coordinators. What do they do well? On either side of the ball? They don't do anything well. Okay, so there's only so many fingers that you can point to, staff-wise. All that is over with. You've changed coordinators multiple times. And has things changed for the Philadelphia Eagles? Hell no. So at some point, don't we need to look at the head man here? And Nick Sirianni's like,
he changed coordinators mid-season.
And they got worse.
So the buck stops with you. When are you going to get things fixed? I know you have injuries, but guess what? Everybody has injuries. You can't use injuries as an excuse in this league, okay? And again, I'm going to repeat, the Philadelphia Eagles have been in free-for-all since last year. When does it get better? I haven't seen any improvement from the Philadelphia Eagles outside of signing Saquon Barkley.
Can I ask a question? And as I think this really cuts to the heart of it. I am not qualified to do anything but ask this question. I didn't play it. I didn't coach it. All I do is watch it. The effort. The one thing the head coach is responsible for is the effort. At times last year, it felt like watching them that they didn't play with the kind of effort. That was where I kept saying something's wrong here because the effort didn't look right. As you guys watch it, and I will defer to you because you were players and you're a coach, do you see the effort, and is that a question?
Well, it certainly is a question, and that's what I brought up last year when they couldn't have beat anybody at the end of the last season because they had quit on their coach. And the amazing thing, we assume, they quit on the defensive coaches or whatever. Well, I don't know. They gave up 195 yak yards. That's yards after catch. That's what they gave up yesterday.
That's effort stuff is what you're saying.
Absolutely effort. If you want to see what your players think of you, put the tape on. Watch the effort they play with. If the teams that are playing with their hair on fire every snap, regardless of the score, they love that coach, they respect that coach. Did you see that yesterday? I damn sure didn't. And if I don't care, and here's the other thing. This is a team sport, all right? You're paid to try to win. I certainly didn't win every game, but I'll be danged if I wasn't trying to win every damn game, all right? When I'm a defensive coach, I know the limitations our offense has. Guys, both their receivers are out. Their right tackle's out. It was going to be tough sled, okay? No question about it. So we got to do something defensively to take a game over. How? We already talked about it. This man had been sacked 12 times in the last 2 weeks. I could have stood back there and made completions. All right, let alone Baker Mayfield. You give him a clean pocket, he picks you apart.
Yep.
To me, it's like, no, here's what, we got issues on the offensive side. Vic Fangio, you're going to have to do something special in this game. I'm just going to lay back and rush forward. Well, hell, it just, what the hell are you doing? How about we free up our best player one-on-one situations?
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, when going in, I'm like, Gritty, he might have 6 sacks himself in this game. No, he's getting 2 guys on him the whole game. They did nothing to attack the protection. They did nothing to defend anything. I love it. Well, we're vulnerable against the pass if we bring heat. Well, what the hell do you think happened there? Are you vulnerable there? I don't know, 195 yards after they catch the football? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Attack people.
You're referencing head coaching, having them ready to play. I mean, Rex is talking about more scheme-wise, defensively. Right. I mean, it's fast starts. The Eagles haven't scored a single point across any of their first 2 drives this season. So are they ready to play? And that's when a head coach doesn't have any input in terms of offense, defense, special teams, which I'm assuming Sirianni is in this seat. You've got to be able to still control the team and grasp this team and say, this is still how we're going to play. You do yours, Fangio, you do yours, okay, but this is my team. And you got them on Wednesdays, you got them on Thursdays. It's when they're all together and the head coach's message is there. That message is clear when they start that they're not ready to play.
100%. Because, look, there's a lot of coaches that don't coach like, I'm not calling.
But there's so much respect.
Preparation, number one, right? Okay, your team needs to be prepared, all right? But that mentality and attitude, that is your job also, all right? That's your job also. And to me, it ain't getting there. It's empty messages. I don't know what the hell he's telling his team, but they're empty. It's almost like, let's get ready to go to our defensive meeting, offensive meeting. There's no team aspect. Like, the team has got to be like, no, when we lose, it's us. Every damn thing we put in. We work way too hard to go out there and perform like that. And understand, it's got to hurt. It ain't hurting. It doesn't look like it's hurting. It's hurting your quarterback, but is it hurting the rest of them? I don't know.
I think that is a really good explanation of where it has gone so wrong in Philly. They're on their bye week this week. Let's see if anything happens there. In the meantime, there was one other thing from that game that got enormous attention, okay? So Baker Mayfield made some comments that got a lot of attention. He says they were taken out of context. I'm going to play them for you either way. This was Baker Mayfield talking about Tom Brady's tenure in Tampa. And then Brady responded on the telecast yesterday.
Tom was different. He had everybody dialed in, high-strung environment. So I think everybody was pretty stressed out. So for me, and everybody was expecting the Bucs to not be good last year. So they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football a little bit for guys that weren't having as much fun.
I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
Now, so again, Baker says that his comments were taken out of context. You saw what he said. I mean, but that's your guy Brady. How about that response?
They weren't taken out of context. That's okay, Baker.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Right.
That's the truth and how it is when somebody like Tom or Aaron comes into an organization. It's like, I'm not here to mess around. I mean, I played with this guy when we won 21 games in a row, all right, over the course of 2 seasons with the Super Bowl in between. 21 in a row. And it wasn't exactly joyful, okay? And we didn't care. I want joy. I'm going home to my beautiful wife and my kids, and that way, that's where I get my joy, okay? You come to work to get championships won. And that is, I don't think they knew that in Tampa Bay until Tom got there. And so I already referenced the blow-up that Brady had on the sideline the fourth week because these guys just don't get it. Well, you got to make them get it sometimes. Tom led that message. Tom has a lot of Bill Belichick in him. As much as everyone wants to separate the two, they are the same entity, okay? And Tom brought that to Tampa Bay, and Baker was absolutely right. Was it stressful? Heck yeah. When you got this guy named Tom Brady all over you to get a route run right, maybe because your toes pointed a certain way, details matter. That's absolutely how it is, Baker. It's okay.
Because it almost brings back nightmares, like nightmares being in those meetings and you had your notebook right there because you were afraid Bill's gonna call on you and all those type of things. But I think the thing that stood out to me the most during my time in New England, and Tedy knows this, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what Tom was referencing. It's like, bro, like if you want to be comfortable and all that type of stuff, cool. Like
play for the Jets.
Hey, there's different ways of being serious about a game.
Listen.
Hey, you know what's great? That to me is so funny because, like, that's the difference. Like, when you're a player coach, you know what? Like, when you're a player coach or whatever, that's what they say. Do you ever think once that we didn't take that damn game seriously? Like, that's where you're full of crap. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because there's different ways of skinning a cat. How good's this damn, New England Patriot crap work in the league outside of having Brady or Belichick? It doesn't. You don't need to be an uptight whatever. You can enjoy going to work. I'm telling you, you can enjoy going to work. But the other thing is the seriousness, to your point, the seriousness and the attention to detail is absolutely critical.
Yeah.
And that's what Brady and Point and Belichick is.
Well,
Don't forget my brother worked at that staff.
In Kansas City, they have the same, I bet you, overall values, but Andy does it a different way.
And you know what? Baker needs to do it different.
Yeah.
As a leader, Baker needs to do it different. If Baker can't go in there and act like Tom Brady, it wouldn't work for him.
I have to take a break. The thought is fun. The point was...
Boom!